I love tattooing, I love tattoos. I'm just attracted to the art and the way that it looks on the body, the permanency of it.
Everything changed after I started doing black, that's for sure.
Blackout is more addictive than any other tattoo on the planet.
So all the black work that I have has been blast-overs of other tattoos.
You know, one of my favorite things is layers. So as you can see, there's many, many layers on there.
I never really planned the whole blackout work stuff out. It was just, I started with my arm and moved to my neck and like just kept going.
I got it 2 years ago and I did it in 2 sessions. And it took 3 to finish this inside, but I went in at the Philly convention in 2019. I went full day, 1 day, boom. And then the next day, boom, and we ran out of time. And he was fast. He did this in 6 hours.
All the stuff that I collected in my youth, I had removed with laser for about, I would say 2 solid years. Everything on my legs, chest, I had a big throat piece, all black and gray stuff. Sleeves, fingers, you know, everything I lasered off. Once I lasered everything off, I realized, you know, this is like, I'm like a newborn right now, you know. What am I really gonna do with myself? What do I want to do? Not what I think I should do, but what do you really wanna do? And I thought about getting blacked out probably 2000 when no one was even thinking of tattooing yet, like that, you know. And I'm like, man, I just want black stuff. That's it, a suit.
The first thing I did was the arm, and that was really early on. I mean, I just got like a geometric from the elbow down. Again, really well done. But I just had an idea. I think I saw someone with a blacked out arm early on, kind of before it became a thing.
I blacked out my whole leg from the knee down. I covered up probably like 6 tattoos. When you mentioned earlier, like, did you have a strategy about getting to, no, I didn't. Some of it was just not great work, or some of it I just feel like wasn't me anymore, and I was more attracted to this style. And then there was a couple just like marijuana tattoos, and it's cool, but I'm becoming a grown woman and I don't need a weed nug, stick and poke on my shin, I'm not gonna lie. So time to go. Out with the old, in with the new, yeah.
How many layers do you have?
Man,
2?
3. Got about some 2, some 3, some 4.
Why do you cover things?
I feel that I grew out of them, or I'm ready for the next level of change. Like, when I was 15, I didn't think like, oh, I should tattoo my face like a skeleton and my arms like a skeleton. I wish I did, but I didn't, you know.
When I was 18, 19, I did try an apprenticeship, and this is a decade ago when it was like traditional or nothing. This is a machine, and you need a coil or nothing, you know, and if you're cute or pretty, you were getting sexually harassed and sexually abused. So it was a way different dynamic back then. You know, and you try and get defeated, you know? So these people I surrounded myself with that would go and fill it in or do this filler or this or that weren't good people and weren't good reminders and memories to me. I did it as a start over, a clean slate, and yes, black is a clean slate, but I did it for me to close a chapter and to start over. And now I have a clean slate and I feel better, I feel stronger, and I feel like I can push forward from this.
So everything started with a cover-up, period. I just needed a cover-up, and because someone else shared his work, I got to know Valerio Cancelliere, and he actually lived an hour from me. I used to do all this black work and stuff like that, and I messaged him, I was like, hey, I think I need a cover-up, but I think all I can do is black. So I went there for a consultation with him, and I remember he drew me a bunch of stuff that then didn't even happen. It was so funny. So I went there for a consultation to make plans, and then I went there for the appointment, and the plan was changed entirely. It was so funny because I think he just goes with kind of his guts somehow. You know, what he does is not something you really plan.
So Hood is my blackout artist. And he did my face, he did my chin. He said, we should just black your arms out. This is something that when you hear it, and being who I am, I'm listening to it going, this is sacrifice. This is ultimate sacrifice. I've been wearing this shield for X amount of years, and now a man is presenting it to me to give these things up that have made me who I am. And then it was, you're gonna get this kind of black work done. You're a warrior, we're just gonna do this. And as he would go, we would just bicker. No, I want there to be a line. Screw that line, blacking it out. And then I just gave him, he said, you keep saying, you have to give me control. You have to give me control, just let me do what I'm gonna do. You're gonna appreciate, and this is the whole two-face thing and people seeing and what they're perceiving me as like a gang member or as a warrior. And I still fight, but when I let go, that's when things went correctly.
Definitely takes a strong mentality. Especially when, like, sometimes I didn't even want to go back. Like, I'm fighting myself. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go work on this area, you know? Like, this is going to be brutal. Even Hood, he pushes me every time I go. He's like, 10 more minutes. So you got 10 more minutes, and then 10 more minutes turns into 20 more minutes, and the 20 more minutes turns into a half an hour. Half hour turns into 45 minutes. I'm like, dude, I was giving up like an hour ago. He's like, no, you're not.
After the healing process, I remember coming out of the shower and the tattoo was all healed and it looked amazing. I remember coming out of the shower and I have a mirror straight in the front and thinking to myself, this is really good. I love it. So from there, without needing any other cover-ups, to be honest, I loved it so much and I loved his work. Like, the experience with him was kind of an experience, but it was fun. Like, he's a character. So I ended up booking more session. We started, I think it was this arm, from this arm, from this arm, you know, everything has happened. I'm very happy with everything he did on me. Like, every time I was going there, of course, there is no telling. Like, it's not that you can go there, you can say, hey, I want this. Or like, hey, look, I want this. You just go there, and whatever he wants to do, he does. But because I like his work so much, I always trusted him blindly, and I still am always very happy with what he did on me.
It's because your normal tattoo artist isn't going to be able to accomplish something this big and saturated the way you're going to want it and have it come out, you know, without you getting chewed up, you know? Because there's a certain technique to it. It's not just, hey, it's a coloring book, and like, that's what a lot of people think. Like, I get comments all the time, oh, like a second grader could do that. I'm like, no, dude, not really. What they don't realize is all the trauma that happens to the skin during all that, you know, and how easily it could all go wrong.
As crazy as it sounds, I don't really think of myself with a lot of tattoos. I know that's like ridiculous, but I guess, yeah, I mean, like walking around with like my girlfriend or friends or just like people that I haven't really been out in public with before, and them, you know, telling me after the fact, like, you know that like every single person walking down the street, like sitting on the train, is just like giving you looks, staring at you. I think that kind of reminds me that like, oh yeah, I do look like a crazy person, even though I swear I'm not a crazy person. I guess it's more of reactions of like my friends and other people that remind me of, yeah, I guess I'm a tattooed person.
Because a lot of people don't understand, but black work isn't for everyone because it's also really painful. You know, ash sucks. It's a lot, it's bold. Doing that and surpassing like 8-7 hours of just shovel, 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 I had to go inside my mind and really meditate and transfer that pain and that energy to something else called healing. And I know that sounds insane, but I healed through that pain. Phoenix energy.